For more on this, I want to welcome Janet Sanders, who started a travel advisory website after her and her husband were violently attacked in their home in the Yucatan Peninsula. Now, Janet, thank you for being with us.
Thank you for having me. It's good to be here.
Now, you have some personal experience with this, so how important is it that the U.S. listens, the U.S. citizens need to listen to the advisory and cancel their vacations?
It's beyond important. A lot of the news that comes out of Mexico never makes it down here. Mexico murders more of their journalists than every other country combined annually. They also murder more Americans than any other country. What you saw in Matamoros was the 700th and some kidnapping of Americans in the last year alone. If we think that they turned over cartel members, they did not. This is what we call in Mexico the muchacho hustle. So what they did, because the heat is on, they got 5 volunteers that'll be paid. Those 5 volunteers are going to go to jail for 2 or 3 months until this whole thing blows over, and they're going to be let out the back door. Don't believe for a second anything that the Mexican officials are telling us. The Mexican officials work hand in hand with the cartels. If you want to talk to somebody, start talking to the heads of the cartels, because they're the ones who tell the politicians what to do. So please don't think for a second that you're ever going to see any justice in Mexico over this recent kidnapping. Less than 2% of all murders in Mexico are prosecuted annually. And femicide right now is at a all-time high. Breaks my heart when you showed the pictures of the 3 women that went over there. 10 women a day are murdered in Mexico. So if you have to,
you're bringing up actually a really good point, because we have spring break coming up. So there's going to be a lot of college students, female and male college students, going to Mexico for spring break. So what would you say to the college students who are planning to venture south of the border for vacation? Are they safe even at resorts?
No, they're not. And actually, if you go to the website, mexinoinfo.com, I've started putting up a lot of the information and the assaults and the attacks that take place at the resorts that never make it up here, because they don't want the news to make it up here. So my first advice is just don't go. But if you have to go, travel in pairs. Women don't go alone. Your most dangerous time in Mexico is going to be from the time they pick you up at the airport to the time they take you to the hotel, because you never know who is connected and is going to put you in their cab or their car and drive you right into the arms of the cartels to be robbed.
Well, you know what? I want to ask you something, because you said something about more Americans being murdered in Mexico than anywhere else. And there was actually, Forbes actually said, there was an article that said that more Americans are murdered in Mexico than in any other foreign destination, yet it remains a desired destination for Americans. So do you see an end to all of this?
No, as long as the cartels are running the country, this is going to continue. Okay? If you do have to go down to Mexico, you must have a kidnapping plan. Who are you going to call? How are you going to raise the money? Okay, it's just not worth it. You're playing Russian roulette with your life right now down in Mexico. The cartels are all jockeying for position, and it's gotten very, very dangerous. They fund their operations through drug sales and kidnappings. Kidnapping Americans is big business. Do not believe any of the hype. Do not believe any of the press that comes out of Mexico, because all they want you to do is come down and spend your money.
Okay, well, Janet, once again, I want to thank you for your time today, and thank you for your advice.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me. And please stay safe. My only fear, or my only regret, is that we didn't get word to Tay and the folks from South Carolina before they went down there. Just don't go. It's not worth it.
Thank you once again.